What is there to do in North Dakota? That is a question we have asked ourselves before, and today we intend to find out. Let's go have an adventure.
Are we there yet?
North Dakota is one of those states that tends to get overlooked when you're planning your next summer vacation. In fact, if you ask most people what they know about this state, all they can probably tell you is that it's above South Dakota. That's about all I knew before we purposefully planned a trip there to take in some of the sights and sounds. So here are our top 5 things to do in North Dakota. This list is by no means exhaustive. We only barely scratched the surface of this great state. Let us know in the comments if we missed your favorite North Dakota attraction. Theodore Roosevelt National Park, Northern Unit. Theodore Roosevelt National Park is one of the nation's most unique national parks for many reasons. One of which is that it's actually split into 3 distinct units. There's the Northern Unit, the Southern Unit, and the Elkhorn Ranch Unit, which is the site of Theodore Roosevelt's old ranch. The Northern Unit is less visited than the Southern Unit and is a bit off the beaten path, located 50 miles from Interstate 94. The Northern Unit is rugged and beautiful and offers a 14-mile scenic drive through the Badlands and up to the Riverbend overlook. The scenery is really quite spectacular, with its eroding multicolored hills, flowing grassy valleys, and the winding Little Missouri River. There's abundant wildlife in the park, and bison are easy to find, grazing lazily along the road and in the valleys. We also saw turkeys and deer. One of our favorite stops in the Northern Unit was the Cannonball Concretion Pullout. Here you can observe huge round stones that were formed like pearls from minerals deposited by water seeping into the porous buttes. The area seriously looks like something from another planet. Fort Abraham Lincoln. Nestled along the Missouri River southwest of Bismarck and about 7 miles from Mandan, North Dakota, is Fort Abraham Lincoln State Park. This state park encompasses over 1,000 acres. It was established in 1907 and is the oldest state park in North Dakota. Fort Lincoln is an incredible state park for many reasons. The park offers amazing outdoor amenities, such as 19 miles of trails for horseback riding, biking, and hiking. There's fishing along the river, as well as camping in tents or rented teepees and cabins. The park contains several special historical sites, such as the reconstructed On a Slant Village, once home to members of the Mandan Native American tribe. The Mandan people lived along the banks of the Missouri River in semi-permanent earth lodges, some of which have been partially reconstructed in the park. You can learn about this fascinating group of people through visitor center displays and the reconstructed village. Sadly, the Mandan people were almost completely destroyed by a smallpox epidemic in 1837. Their demise is utterly tragic and hotly disputed. Some scholars believe that the Mandan were intentionally infected by the U.S. Army, while others believe the plague spread from a steamboat traveling up the river. However it happened, the Mandan barely survived, with 90% of the population succumbing to the smallpox. The On a Slant village was abandoned, and the surviving Mandan moved up the river further north. The military fort in the park was established during a very bloody time in the American West, when settlers and Native Americans fought over land and safe passage through the country. One of the fort's primary purposes was to protect workers of the Northern Pacific Railway as it pushed toward Montana, seeking to link the nation from the Great Lakes to the Pacific. Several buildings have been reconstructed in the park, including the military blockhouses, barracks, and the commanding officers' quarters. The fort was home to General George Armstrong Custer for several years, and it was from Fort Lincoln that Custer rode to his demise at the infamous Battle of Little Bighorn. Whether you're a history buff or interested in the recreation and beauty of the Northern Plains, Fort Lincoln is a worthwhile North Dakota stop. Medora Musical. No North Dakota list would be complete without mentioning the pretty little town of Medora and its famous Medora Musical. Medora sits on the banks of the Little Missouri River just outside the southern unit of Theodore Roosevelt National Park. To be honest, we could talk about a myriad of things to do in Medora. It's home to the North Dakota Cowboy Hall of Fame, as well as numerous shops and museums. It has so many facets to discover, from its peculiar history involving a French nobleman to its ties to President Theodore Roosevelt and his love of the land. Perhaps nothing sums all these things up better, though, than the Medora musical itself, dedicated to telling the region's unique story. The Medora musical is an outdoor presentation produced each summer at the Burning Hills Amphitheater, an outdoor venue carved into the Burning Hills Gulch. The musical is a full-scale production with moving set pieces, props, and a world-class cast from all over the nation. It's a celebration of history through music and dance, and includes a rotating variety act in the middle, which our kids absolutely loved. There's something magical about watching history unfold before you as the sun sets over the Badlands. The production is really top-notch and loads of fun. Photography is allowed during the show, but no videos, so you'll just have to come see it for yourself. I got some amazing photos, but like an idiot, I formatted my card without copying them off, so these few phone shots will have to suffice. Check out Medora.com for tickets, and while you're visiting, definitely take advantage of the many other experiences and even free shows that are offered. Pitchfork Steak Fondue. The Medora musical wouldn't be complete without its famous dinner counterpart that takes place before the show. You don't have to buy dinner to watch the show, but we thought it was worth it. Located a stone's throw from the amphitheater is the Tajaden Terrace, where chefs load up pitchforks with 12-ounce steaks and fondue them with Western flair. The dinner includes fruit, salad, coleslaw, vegetables, baked beans, garlic toast, and baked potatoes, served buffet style. There are drinks and desserts as well, all served with Western hospitality and live music. The food is good. In fact, it's been featured on Food Network. You'll hear reviews all over the board, but honestly, we thoroughly enjoyed it, and the atmosphere with sweeping views of the Badlands just adds more to the experience. This dinner, along with the musical, was definitely a highlight of our North Dakota visit. Last on our list is the southern unit of Theodore Roosevelt National Park. The southern unit of the park is the largest area of the park and is located right off Interstate 94, with its entrance in Medora. The southern unit boasts a 36-mile scenic drive that is spectacular and full of wildlife. There are sweeping vistas and hiking trails throughout the park that will take you deep into the backcountry of the Badlands. The largest wildlife you will encounter in your explorations are bison, which quite frankly were everywhere. Make sure to drive very slowly and definitely do not approach any of these wild animals. The park also has feral horse herds, which are absolutely stunning to watch. We were lucky enough to come across several small herds during our drive one evening. Besides horses and bison, there are numerous prairie dog towns throughout the park, where you can watch these funny-looking rodents popping in and out of their holes and chasing one another. Lastly, the southern unit also boasts the third highest concentration of petrified wood in the United States. Look for petrified logs and stumps as you hike and explore the park. Just remember to leave them for others to enjoy.
So North Dakota has a lot of beautiful places and really cool places to visit and to see. We only touched on a very few in this video, but there's lots more. If you have another favorite North Dakota site that we should visit in the future, go ahead and leave it in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. And as always, if you haven't already, consider subscribing. We'd love to have you along on our million adventures. Bye.
Are we there yet?